Pulled pork is something that is so versatile and easy to cook. I decided that the first time I broke out my Kamado style cooker, my Akorn ceramic that's sitting in the garage for 6 or 7 years, I decided I was going to cook a pork butt. Again, it's so versatile and forgiving to cook. But to start this off, let me rewind to yesterday to where we got started. We'll go from there. So let's go ahead and break out the pork butt that we have. It is cryovac that's left over from me cutting off the money muscle. It was about 9 to 10 pounds when I got started with it. It was about 6 pounds after I cut off for the money muscle. Not a lot of trimming that we're going to be doing with this one, but we are going to get it laid out. We're going to pat it off, and then we're going to shake it down with Uncle Steve's Shake Texas Cajun and get it ready to go onto the smoker. Once everything was rubbed down, we went ahead and started up our Kamado smoker. Now this is something that I battled with for a long time, but I found that these fire cups worked perfectly by sliding it into the ash catcher, so it only sat about 2 inches below the coals themselves, and as it burned after about 15 to 20 minutes, I could start adjusting my fire. Now we're going to be cooking this at about 275. It's going to take 45 minutes or so for this Kamado to get up to temp and adjust it how I like it by tweaking it about 1/8 of an inch at a time. But once it's there, it's going to stay there the entire cook. Now that we've got everything adjusted and our pork is seasoned up and it's been setting and sweating in, allowing all that seasoning to soak in, that's why I coat it so heavily. It's a big, thick piece of meat. Want some of that seasoning to get in there. It's ready to go on the smoker. I'm going to start this off fat side down for the first hour. After 1 hour doing it fat side down, we did flip it over and turn it fat side up. We're still cooking between 275 and 300 degrees. There's a storm that moved in, so we'll have to watch it a little closer than normally, but these Kamados stay at a great temp if you get them set right. We're going to spritz this every hour with our Cajun butter spritz. Make sure we just keep watching it. Once it gets to a bark that we like, probably right around 170 to 180 degrees, we'll wrap it up. And all we're going to do when we wrap it is add more Uncle Steve's Shake and some more of that spritz in that wrap, tighten it up, throw it on there to finish off. And just as we thought, after 6 hours, that thing was completely done. It was probing tender. It was temping out at like 201, 202 degrees, but our humidity was super high today. We had a storm blow in, and this thing was completely done, but it was midnight. Can't eat pulled pork at midnight. I mean, I guess I could, but my family would be pretty pissed at me. So instead of having a midnight snack, I went ahead and just kept it wrapped up, let it sit on the countertop for about 30 minutes to cool down, and I started up my electric smoker to use as an electric warmer overnight. Guys, a pork butt doesn't need to sit overnight. A brisket can benefit from it, but a pork butt doesn't necessarily need it. It's just I started this cook really late, and I don't plan on eating at midnight. I'm too old for that. I got heartburn and stuff. Which brings us to now. It's time to pull it out, let it rest, get that temp down to about 150, 148, somewhere in there, and then start pulling it apart and shredding it. Let's bring you in. Let's get it shredded up. Did you see how perfect that bone pulled out? Using that bone to shred it up like that, that means that was cooked absolutely perfectly, and you can see how juicy this pork butt was. Resting a little bit after you pull it off definitely helps that. Again, resting overnight isn't necessary for pork butt, but it works. The ultimate finish is to add a little bit of this Applewood Cajun barbecue sauce and a little bit more of Uncle Steve's shake and mix it all around, and it's ready to serve. Dig in here and get a taste. Cheers. That Cajun tang hits me right off the bat, but that salt and pepper, that Texas flavor, carries out throughout the whole taste, and then you get a little bit more of that Cajun spice at the end. Not a lot, just a little bit, and then that Applewood smoked sweetness at the end with that sauce. It's a great combination. If you like pork butt, make sure you give this recipe a try. It's going to blow your mind. It's a great dish on its own. It doesn't need to be on a sandwich or a taco, but I'm sure it'd be absolutely delicious. Hey guys, if you haven't checked out Uncle Steve's Shake, make sure you do so. There's a link down below. And oh yeah, if you haven't liked and subscribed, do that too. My allergies are kicking up, so I sound kind of funny, but I do love you. Drink more water.